Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Football for Girls and Gays. I'm Gay,
And I'm a girl.
and we have an exciting and sad and interesting week to talk about on the football front. First off, I
Definitely.
just wanted to say, well, you saw on our Instagram story, and if you didn't, we had to delay this episode. You'll be getting it very soon, but we usually try to film and post it on Tuesday nights, but we couldn't last night, so yeah. Do you have anything to say about that, or?
Yeah, no, we were just super busy yesterday, but we'll be back on schedule next week.
Yes. Okay, so let's jump right into week 11. We had some high expectations for certain games. Some of them fulfilled those expectations, some of them didn't. We'll start off, and we also have the predictions from last week from both my brother and my sister. If you missed last week's episode, we had them as special guests, and they also joined us in this section where we predict what we think will happen in each game. So, this first game, Thursday night game, was Commanders versus Eagles.
Which
A
we were both
very,
very excited for.
yes, and it was a very disappointing defeat. The Eagles beat the Commanders 26-18.
Yeah.
So,
I don't really know what to say about this game just because I mean, I had a lot of fun watching it and I was really excited and happy to see the Commanders on prime time. And
yeah.
it was like a good game too because in previous years if the Commanders were scheduled to play on prime time, I would just be like so bored. But um yeah, unfortunately we lost.
To be fair, it kind of was a boring game, though. It was so slow in the first half.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know. I just had fun watching it, even
Yeah,
though it was pretty boring. Just because I was excited to just watch them and not have to worry about any other games being on.
that's very true. Yeah, that's the one nice thing. And I wish that we were the Chiefs and had almost every game on prime time. But yeah,
Yeah.
in terms of predictions, uh, well, interesting. Hannah and I were both wrong about this. We picked the Commanders, and my brother and sister picked the Eagles, which I think was actually a really fair pick in retrospect. Like, the Eagles are really good, and
Yeah.
they look really good. They looked really good in that game.
I just
And
feel like my pick is like I have to pick who I want to win sometimes, and
yeah,
I'm just gonna
yeah,
have to do that.
I do that. I did that a lot this week with these
Oh,
predictions. You could do it on the fly.
okay.
Um, next week, I mean, next game we have Packers versus the Bears. This was a win for the Packers by one single point, 20-19. The Packers won.
This was interesting because the Bears were supposed to win, or like they were projected to win at the end because all they needed to do was score a field goal. It was in pretty close range, and they would have secured the game. Same situation that happened last week with Denver and Kansas City, but the Packers ended up blocking that field goal and leading to a Bears defeat. And it was funny because when we were watching, I was like, imagine if I said out loud, like, imagine if the same thing happens that happened to the Broncos, and it literally did. I jumped up and started screaming. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so for a lot of the 1 o'clock games, well, I'll actually explain this when I get to the one game, but yeah, so in terms of predictions, I was right, Hannah was right, Thomas was right, my brother, and Grace was the only wrong one. She picked the Bears to win that. So, yeah. Next
But
game.
was there something you wanted to say, or did you say you were going to say it later?
Oh no, I'll say it when I get to the game that
Okay,
I
okay.
was going to talk about.
Jaguars Lions is next. The Lions won 52-6, which is just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see the Lions in the playoffs.
Yeah. I said this something similar last week or the week before, but it's like when a really, really good team just keeps doing good, Like when you look at the Lions versus the Jaguars before the game, you're like, oh, they're gonna crush.
Yeah.
But when they actually crush like that, 52-6, that's when you know the team is fucking good.
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
And it's
nobody
not even
can
just
stop
offense;
them.
it's also defense. Because
Yeah.
Jaguars didn't even get a touchdown, or they got a
Like-
touchdown and missed their extra point. I don't know.
It's like you think about other teams that are said to be really, really good this season. For example, the Ravens. But the Ravens are like historically kind of inconsistent. But they are
The
supposed.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah, like the Chiefs are another good example. Like they're barely getting by with these wins.
Literally.
Same with, I mean, even the Bills. The Bills have had some close
Yeah,
games to
yeah.
opponents they should have crushed. But the Lions, every single week, if they're playing a bad opponent, you could just say the Lions are going to crush, and they will. So that's just telling of where they will be in January.
Yeah.
So this next game, oh, we were all right about that. No questions asked. Yeah, we were all right. Dolphins versus Raiders, 34-19. The Dolphins won.
We were all right about that again.
Yeah, all right.
This was pretty obvious win for the Dolphins now that
Yeah.
they are back and healthy. But for the most part, actually, I think Tyreek Hill might be a little hurt right now. But I don't really know what to say about this game. The only like real takeaway I had from it was that the Raiders have a really good rookie tight end, and his name's
Yeah.
Brock Bowers.
Was he drafted in the
he's-
first round?
I don't know. Let me check. But he is like number one ranked on like for like points on fantasy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Not just for last week, but just in totality of the whole season.
probably now because Kittle has had like 2 injury periods. But it's just like if he was, I want to know if he was picked first round.
First
because
round draft pick. Wait.
Do they really think like Gardner Minshew is gonna be their like franchise quarterback?
Probably not.
So why'd they pick a tight end?
Was selected 13th overall in the 2024 NFL draft.
It's just like such an interesting.
Well, I
like-
don't know. It was a good. I don't. You're right in that way. Like, why not pick a quarterback? But they also snagged probably a tight end that's going to be good for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
And maybe they have like first draft pick next season, so they can get first quarterback next season. You know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just interesting how like I mean, there's probably a very good reasoning. But I just
Like,
thought
I'm sure that they have like round 1, pick 1 or 2 next draft, so
Yeah.
they're gonna get the quarterback then. I don't know. But
Maybe
yeah.
Gardner's good. I just don't know. And like they have other weaknesses. I don't know anything about them really.
They don't really have wide receivers.
Yeah.
That's why Brock gets so many touches.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Interesting.
next game is Rams versus Patriots, and the Rams took that 28-22.
We were all also right about that.
We were all
Interesting.
right. Yeah, I see.
Well, actually, it's not that interesting. I have this weird bias that I just view the Rams as being bad, but I keep having to remind myself that they were bad because they had like their only 2 playmakers out for half the season, but now that they're back, they're like fine again.
The Rams, in my opinion, are just so fun to watch compared to the
Yeah.
other LA team. Like,
Well, actually, I kind of disagree. I liked watching the Chargers game.
I don't know why. Anytime I see the Chargers playing a game, I just tune out. I'm so bored. But then when I see the Rams playing, I just love watching the Rams compared to the Chargers.
You know, it's funny. Dad and I were talking last week. Or like, oh, if you could go to one single football stadium, which one would you go to? My answer was SoFi for some reason.
I mean, yeah, SoFi's like the nicest.
Yeah,
it's like
it
the
looks,
most
like, really
newly done.
cool.
I think Dallas would be cool.
Yeah. It's like I think about like the older historic ones, and I'm not that interested because like we grew up going to such an old, like FedEx Field. It was just like it's old and gross, and like seeing pictures of SoFi, I'm like that looks really fun and cool
Yeah, it
and
looks
like
crazy.
futuristic. I'm excited to see what the Bills' new stadium is going to be like too.
We
'Cause they
gotta
probably
like
have a shit
somehow
ton of
try
money.
and get to a Bills game once in our life.
Yeah, and we'll
That
go
would be
see
so
You Know
fun.
Who. We should go with You Know Who. SNL.
Uh, uh,
Yeah. That would be fun. I would actually kill for that. Anyways, like imagine how fun that we know these two girls. Like I can't even explain to you how we know them, but like we just know them from Instagram, and we all follow each other, and they're from the Buffalo area. I almost said the Bill. Like I thought the Bills was the town. They're from the Buffalo area, and they're like huge fans, and we're obsessed with them, and we want to go to a game with them.
That would be fun.
Yeah, we are all right about this game. I said surprisingly, but not really. But yeah, the next game is also kind of surprising because it does sound like a mid-off. The Browns versus the Saints. The Saints won 35-14, and we were all right about that. Again, yeah, I mean, I think coming off of the last week's win, it looked like the Saints were kind of back to how they were at the beginning of the season, which is just like so weird. Like, I don't understand. Now they're on a 2-game winning streak. They beat the Falcons. They just crushed the Browns. They've their new head coach. And what's
I think they have a bye coming up too.
What's their player's name that like did
Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
So funny story. I like woke up on Sunday morning. I think it was Sunday morning, and saw that George Kittle was questionable to play and like most likely not going to. So I was like quickly looking to pick up a new tight end, and I saw Taysom Hill, and my thought process was Chris Olave on the Saints is injured, so picking a tight end wouldn't be a bad idea for their team because he'll be targeted more since their wide receiver one is injured. So I just drafted him and was like, okay, whatever, he'll get me like 10 points and I'll be happy. And he got me 41 points. He was like probably the highest scoring fantasy player.
He was doing everything. He was
rushing, he was catching, blocking.
He was taking snaps from Wildcat, like having like 50-yard like run, like.
He played insane, and I'm really curious or I guess not next week, they have a bye next week, but I'm curious to see if it was like a fluke game because they're playing the Browns, or if he's like just really underratedly good.
Yeah, that's he'll be interesting to watch. I'd never heard of him before this week.
Yeah, so I would recommend maybe if you're playing fantasy, I'd recommend maybe trying to get him in waivers over this bye week.
Yes, yeah, good idea.
Next game is Ravens versus Steelers, which was one that we were super excited about. The Steelers won that game 18-16, and Jake and Thomas were both right about that.
The two boys.
Me and Grace were wrong about that. Yeah, this game I had a lot to say about. This was an interesting one. I have a friend who's like a lifelong Steelers fan, and they told me that every time the Steelers and the Ravens play, the Ravens always make like weird, dumb mistakes that they don't normally make. It only happens when they play the Steelers, and it really goes to show because Derrick Henry fumbled on the first play, and Justin Tucker missed 2 field goals. Justin Tucker's a kicker who really never misses field goals.
Yeah. The other thing is, what you haven't talked about yet, there were so many goddamn missed field goals this week.
Right, yeah.
That was insane. I kind of forgot about it.
The past 2 weeks. Honestly, the past 2 weeks there's been so many.
But like Justin Tucker missing, it just doesn't make sense. And
I know.
I like somebody texted and like saying like, oh my God, this kicker, like about them missing, about Justin Tucker missing too. And we're like, oh my God, this kicker, like acting like it was just like a random kicker that was missing. Like, no, that's fucking Justin Tucker missing.
What game was it last week where I think it was Jake Elliott maybe on Eagles or something, but they missed like 3 field goals?
Hey, the Falcons kicker, what's his name?
Oh, Koo, yeah. There's just been so many missed field goals. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But this game is interesting too because the Steelers won that game with 18 points, and the kicker scored every single one of those points. Who's Chris Boswell? Chris Boswell scored all of the Steelers' points.
Wait, didn't you ask me who you should play, Chris Boswell or somebody else?
Yeah, I asked Chris Boswell or the
Texans
Texans
kicker.
You.
I said probably
you
Steelers.
Said Steelers because you didn't know who the Texans one was or something.
Yeah.
But yeah. So he scored all of the Steelers' points for that game, won the game for them, and I saw a stat on Twitter earlier today that said he has more fantasy points in total this season than Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and just all these big name people.
But I mean, so many of them had injuries. Travis Kelce though is the most surprising one.
There were a lot more on there, but it was just super interesting because he's a kicker.
Yeah. Okay, so this was the game I wanted to circle back around to because the 1:00 games I was so tired for, and I did not want to be tired during the Bills and Chiefs games. And like after the first half of the Ravens Steelers game, I'm like, this is a snooze fest.
Yeah.
Like it was not a fun and exciting game to watch. So I took a nap. I was like, I'm just taking a nap because out of all the 1:00 games, that was the only one that I was excited for, and I could tell it was going to be boring. And also, I really did not care who won. I like both teams enough, and like if the Ravens won, cool. Like a Maryland team is doing well, and I like the players on the Ravens team. If the Steelers won, cool. I like the players on that team too, and like we have a lot of friends who are Steelers fans. So I really just didn't care who won, so I felt comfortable like just taking a nap during it. But yeah, it's like not of an exciting game at all to watch.
Yeah.
The next game was also an ugly game. Vikings versus Titans. The score was 23-13. The Vikings won. The Vikings have been getting away with like wins that they shouldn't have really pulled. Like I don't know. Like their game against the Jaguars was really ugly. This game wasn't pretty by all standards. Like they're on like a little bit of like a downtrend in terms of performance.
Definitely.
We were all right about this game, however, because the Titans are just really not good. They've had some... I mean, they look solid, but they just still have some problems that I don't know what. But the Titans could have easily won that game. Yeah.
I think... I don't really remember this game well, but just like our thoughts on the Vikings at the beginning of the season to now, just like if they were the team that they were in the beginning, they would have blown out the Titans by so much.
Yeah. And if the Titans were the same team, that would have made it even better for the Vikings because the Titans started out like really, really bad.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden like Calvin Ridley's like eating good and like carrying and shit like that. So yeah, I think I said this, but we are all right about that. Yeah. Next game.
Colts
versus Jets.
Colts Jets, and the Colts won 28-27. Jake was right, and everyone else was wrong about this one.
Yeah, like let's go. That's crazy. Yeah.
You have faith in the Colts.
Yeah. Well, I just fucking hate the Jets, and I think that they're the worst team in the league.
I wanna hate the Jets, but I can't just because I really like Breece Hall. I
hate him for
Garrett
some
Wilson.
reason. I like Garrett Wilson.
I just feel like the team. I just hate Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know. Like I feel bad at this point.
I
feel bad for the fan base.
I don't.
Like that fucking sucks.
It's like, it's so ridiculous. And we started playing Madden again. And if you update Madden to like be the most recent roster information, the statistics show the Jets having like literally the best team. Like I think like maybe the Chiefs and like the Chiefs have a little bit of a higher overall, but the Jets overall is like 87 or something, and that's top 3 or top 2 or maybe the best. I can't remember, but like statistically, the Jets have the best team in the NFL pretty much. But they're so bad.
I think I played them
execute
in Madden, and their defense was just impossible to do anything on.
Yeah.
But it's not the same in real life.
But I also did have a little bit of faith in the Colts because I saw how they... I don't know. I think that they're kind of good. Like, I just think they're having a weird, like, situation trying to figure out their quarterback deal because, like, they benched Richardson and then they put Flacco back in, but Flacco threw like 2 interceptions. So then this game Richardson started again, and he did well. So I think they're going to continue with Richardson from here on out, and I hope, because I kind of like Anthony Richardson. I think he's fun to watch.
Yeah, I do. I really liked him at the beginning of the season, and then I just hadn't seen a lot of him.
He was like so good.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Next game is Falcons versus Broncos. And the Broncos won 36-6, which again is another one of those like blowout defensive games.
Me, Hannah, and Thomas were all right about that. Grace was wrong. She said something like, I had no idea, like, I haven't heard anything about the Broncos this season, which is, like, surprising, but...
Yeah, but she doesn't, like, pay attention that much, and I know she likes the Falcons because she has some players on that
team.
team.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. Yeah, Kirk was just getting beat up that game. I felt bad.
Yeah, the Falcons are on a downtrend. They started out pretty solid, but the past 2 games, they have not been playing that well.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did they beat the Tampa Bay last week? Or did they play them? Or was that... No, the Tampa Bay played 49ers last week. I can't remember, but I feel like... Oh, no, the Falcons lost to the Saints, right?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Fairly certain that's what happened last week.
Let's see. Yeah, it was... last week it was Panthers they beat... Wait, no. Where are we right now? Oh, I'm reading it wrong. What was last week? It's the 20th, 17th, 10th. Saints. They lost to the Saints, yeah.
So they're on a weird downtrend. I mean, the Broncos are still pretty good, so I don't know. And Bo Nix had, like, an unbelievable game.
Yes.
Really
I'm so glad I
numbers.
picked him up right before this game, too.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting him to still play good. I think Denver's, like, going to only trend up from here.
Agreed. 49ers versus Seahawks is the next game. The Seahawks actually won 20-17, and we were all wrong about that.
Yeah, this was just a good matchup. I think both teams are pretty evenly matched here.
Yeah, the Seahawks haven't been doing as well, like, the past 3 to 4 weeks.
DK just came back this week.
Yeah, and they won. The way they won was crazy. Geno Smith, the Seahawks quarterback, ran it in like for a touchdown with like a few seconds left to like take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't like extending on a lead or anything. Like they needed a touchdown to win, and they got it by Geno Smith running in.
Yeah, it was a fun ending.
Yeah. Next game had a very similar ending, but different situation in terms of scoring. The Chiefs versus the Bills. The Bills won 30-21. Finally, the last undefeated team falls.
Feels so good to say and hear.
I had zero doubt, though. I knew this was going to happen.
It's not that I didn't have doubt. It's just a stressful thing to watch regardless. And it was stressful, but... It was so much fun to watch, and the Bills normally beat the Chiefs in regular season. Where they struggle is in the postseason, so I guess maybe that's where we should be worried. But it was a really fun game to watch, really fun watching the Chiefs lose, really fun watching Josh play extremely well.
Oh, yeah.
I think Amari Cooper, who was a wide receiver that the Bills got like halfway through the season through trades, him and Josh's chemistry is starting to look a lot better, so... I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, they had a little bit of every, like, I think I made a joke like that the Bills were just like spawning in random wide receivers during the game because like there were people catching passes that I've never heard of in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to do that because their main tight end is out. Their rookie wide receivers out. I think just those two are out, but that's big because they had a wide receiver problem going in. They did get Amari Cooper, but still, that's just a new veteran wide receiver back in the mix with like the third and fourth string wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
And they still pulled off the win against the Chiefs.
And
that game, the Bills were up and they had the ball. They had to get a first down to kind of like solidify their win, or they wanted to get into field goal range or something at the end of the fourth.
They needed a first down because the Chiefs were like, it was like after the 2-minute warning, and they were going to like start using their timeouts and stuff, so they needed a first down or else it was going to go back to the Chiefs. Yeah,
and the Chiefs are good in those situations.
Mm-hmm.
If they got the ball back, they definitely could have won.
Yeah, I was even scared when they got the ball back when they still needed to like more possessions. I was still even a tiny bit worried just because of how good they are in that situation.
Yeah. But basically they went for it on fourth down, and Josh Allen just literally he took matters into his own hands
He
and
needed
ran.
like 3 yards for the first down and 35 yards for a touchdown, and he broke tackles and ended up getting into the end zone.
He left it all on the field there. He's like, that's but one thing that's so fun about watching Josh Allen is because he just does not, like, he will stop at nothing to get the win. Like, he doesn't care about injuries, but also he's just so durable. He's like, I can't imagine him like having an injury. Like, God fucking forbid, and I'm not gonna wood, but like, I just can't imagine it. So that was an awesome game. The next game was also randomly like one of the best. Not randomly, I actually kind of expected it to be good.
Thomas and I were saying last week that this was going to be a good one. I think Thomas was even like, I don't even know who to pick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Thomas said that this was his hardest one to pick, and I was like, whoa, interesting. Bengals versus Chargers. The Chargers won 34-27. Me and Hannah and I were wrong about it, but Thomas and Grace were both right.
Good for them, I guess. Whatever.
Maybe I got that wrong.
You did get it wrong.
No. Maybe I feel like Grace got it wrong. I feel like Grace picked the Bengals, but maybe she didn't. I don't know. Minor mistake, but if it even was one. But that was a fun game to watch. It was very close. The point differential only became that big. Well, I mean, that's not even that much. I think that's only a touchdown. But the Chargers, it was a very similar situation to the Bills game. The Chargers had the ball in the end of the fourth quarter, and they were trying to run the clock out, and their running back randomly found room and ran 30 yards for a touchdown to secure the game. Because that would have been another. Joe Burrow definitely could have drove it down and scored with points left because he's
definitely
so good.
He's another one of those.
So bad for the Bengals.
That's my
They
note
have
for
a
this game.
really, really good team, and they just keep getting fucked. Their schedule is it's probably the hardest in the league.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are two of the league leaders in their positions, and they just keep losing on these games that they're putting up the most insane numbers for, and it just sucks for them. It really does suck.
I'm really happy though that Joe Burrow has bounced back from his injury last season. He was out last season, and he came back and he's still really good. He's probably the best quarterback. I'm not going to say that. That's aggressive or dramatic, but he's just really good.
Yes, he is very, very good.
The next game, eye roll, Cowboys versus Texans. The Texans won 34-10.
Very boring.
We were all right about it. I hardly watched the game. I think I said, I'll watch the first quarter of this, and if the Cowboys still suck, then I'm not watching it.
It was so bad to the point where the Cowboys went for it, or the Cowboys fake punted on fourth down and didn't convert, and then on the next drive when the Texans had the ball, they went for it on fourth down and threw an interception. So it was basically just a shit show.
Yeah.
Honestly, by both teams, the Texans won and all by a decent amount, but they still had so many mistakes.
Yeah, it's that was a little bit scary on the Texans front, but but they pulled it together. Kind of Joe Mixon, the running back for the Texans, had an unbelievable game. Yeah.
He was. My sister Grace has him on her fantasy team, and she was projected to lose 100%. Joe Mixon was projected to get only 20 points, and she was definitely going to lose, which is good. Yeah, so it's there's no way he's going to exceed that, and he ended up getting 35, and she came back and won. Yeah,
I think I only needed 10 or 11 points to win or something, and I had Joe Mixon left, and obviously, he scored on the opening drive and already had enough. I think I made a joke. I was like, Joe Mixon only needs to score one more point for me to win, and he went way beyond that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the totals, I had 11 out of 14, Hannah had 9 out of 14, Thomas had 11 out of 14, and Grace had 9 out of 14. So the girls both had 9 out of 14, and the boys both had 11 out of 14. Interesting. Let's leave all the football talk up to boys for now on because.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Um,
No, but like, I need to get better at predicting. I just kind of like, I went with my heart last week, and I kind of did go with my heart again this week, but I'm waiting for my heart to be right.
yeah. I feel like this week is going to be my worst predictions.
Same.
I'm looking at, well, we'll get to that, but there were
Yeah.
a few games where I'm like, do I want to pick this upset? Because I don't know.
I just went for it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of a gambler. I don't really care.
Yeah. Okay, so since we didn't have any like special segment or anything for this week, and since we were late on the podcast, we asked on Instagram for questions that we could answer. And we got some good questions, some solid questions, and one that led to something I'm very excited to know Hannah's answers for.
What? Oh.
What do you? Oh,
No, it's like,
Well,
what question? And then I looked at the questions.
yeah. So I'm very excited for that one, but we'll save that one for last. The first question we have was from Holden
Kammerer. Holden
Kammerer.
Kammerer.
Holden Kammerer. It is a great question. As non-Steelers fans, what do you think their continued success? What do you think about their continued success given lack of star quarterback? My response to that is, well, first of all, it's a really good question because it's surprising. I mean, Russell Wilson is a veteran presence. Russell Wilson is very, very good, but he's no star anymore. They're not winning because of Russell Wilson. I think they're winning because they are a team. Very similar. Jared Goff, I guess, is a star quarterback. Not really. Like, he's a good quarterback, but he's no star quarterback. Jared Goff is the quarterback for the Lions. In a game that the Lions won recently, Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions, and they still won the game. You can win games without a star quarterback. I guess that's my answer to that. It's like, if you have a very good team all around, you don't need the quarterback to carry you. The Steelers have an amazing defense. They have really good special teams. And their offense is randomly their weakest link, I would say. Like, they have George Pickens. Their running back is decent. But all around, they're a very good team. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Basically, like, even if you just look at this past week, they won a game entirely on kicks. Like, they have weapons in every aspect of football, so they have an incredible defense. They have a great offensive line. They have a rookie back who, in my opinion, looks like a mini Derrick Henry. Like, he's a beast.
He's not a rookie.
What, did I say that?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said they have a rookie back who looks like...
a running back.
Oh.
They have a running back who looks like a mini Derrick Henry. Like, he is such a beast. He's underrated. They have a great tight end. They have the positions, even if they're all not the best in their field, they're still good, above average, and all of that together just creates a good team all around.
Yeah. Shit, there was something I was gonna say. Oh, and also, really good coach. That's another thing. Like their
the coach used
is
to be
so
the defensive
good.
coordinator? I don't know why I always thought that.
Yeah, I mean,
what's his name?
Mike Tomlin, right?
Yeah.
I know he's been their coach for a while, and he literally does not age. Like, he's looked the same.
He was the defensive coordinator for Minnesota.
Okay, I kind of remember that. But he's probably my favorite coach in the NFL.
More than the Lions coach?
Yes, I think those two. I think Mike Tomlin, Andy Reid, and Dan Campbell are the
like
three
Andy
best.
Reid?
I think I was saying the best coaches.
What do you think about the Commanders coach in like perspective to them? Like,
I think
you think that he could get there?
Yeah, but he'll be more of a Dan Campbell situation.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Andy Reid is like the grandmaster chess player who's like reserved and like knows the game.
Yeah, like the janitor in Queen's Gambit.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like that. That's who. Well, no, because he's not a grandmaster, but he is kind of like that. He looks like him. But if we're thinking about Queen's Gambit, actually, I can't get into that because that takes me a really long time to like figure out who everyone is.
Cast the NFL, cast NFL people as the Queen's Gambit.
Who would be Anya or Beth?
I don't know. That's like so hard.
I mean, in our situation, it would be Dan Quinn, the Commanders quarterback, because he's the main character for us.
The
right
Commanders
now.
coach, you mean?
Commanders coach.
So cast NFL coaches as Queen's Gambit. So
no, just make them relate to the story.
Okay.
I would say, well, in our perspective,
who would be Anya Taylor's mom?
Like her birth mom or her adopted mom?
Her adopted mom.
Her birth mom would be Dan Schneider, the former owner, and then the current owner would be. Yeah, wait, that actually makes sense because we can do a full podcast about Queen's Gambit because that's the best show of all time. But I always say that Alma, her adopted mom, is like people kind of view her as like a villain kind of because she didn't have she seemed to like kind of be like a little bit sketch and do some weird things, but I personally think that she had very good intentions. She was just dealt the wrong cards in life, and that's how I feel about the Commander's new owner right now. He has great intentions, but he was given a bad situation and they're on the come up. So
fair.
Yeah, that's our 2 cents on that.
Anyway,
the next question we have is from Isabella Cook. I'm not sure who that is, but thank you for listening to the podcast. Just kidding. That's my sister Grace's roommate and Hannah's former roommate. And she asked, is it ever tea when someone gets traded mid-season? Public uproar? Player outrage? That's a good question, and it actually made me think. So I read Hannah screenshotted the questions, and I like glanced at my phone at a red light while I was driving home from my doctor, and that's the question I actually thought about the most.
Really?
Yeah, I was like
if you were to ask a question, that's a question you would ask yourself?
No, it's just the question. When I read the questions, it was the one where I was like, wait, let me think
I see
about
what you're
that.
saying. I see what you're saying.
Like, let me think about.
Yeah, I was curious when I saw this. I was curious to see what you would say.
Because I don't because I don't know what the fans of where did DeAndre Hopkins come from?
Tennessee, right?
Yeah, probably. What did the Tennessee Titans think? Well, I've never had this happen to me as a fan. You know what I mean? I've only received players.
Let me think for a second.
So,
there's been a couple of players.
Oops.
Actually, there's been a couple of players. Do you remember Chase Young?
Yes, but I wasn't a fan of the Commanders during that time.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is now I hear his name on other teams and I'm like, damn, I wish he was still on our team.
Didn't Trent Williams come from us?
I don't know.
Pretty sure he did, but
it's not a thing. I guess if someone I cared about was traded, let's imagine if.
Also, wait, hold on. I wasn't not a fan of the Commanders. I wasn't a fan of football when Chase Young was on the team. That's what I meant.
What about imagine if Terry McLaurin was traded next season? What would you think?
I would be fucking pissed off if it happened mid-season. Like some of these other star wide receivers, there would be public uproar and there would be player outrage. I'm sure.
I think some people on the Browns were pissed about Amari Cooper because he was they really only have Nick Chubb over there on offense. Who else?
They don't have anyone else. They only have Nick Chubb right now.
And they got rid of Amari Cooper. I think I saw one thing from a Browns fan being it's just over.
But I don't know any Browns fans, so that's a cursed franchise. Anyone who lives in Ohio or the surrounding states probably root for the Bengals.
Yeah, I feel what happens is good players, the players that would cause public uproar, are players from teams that no one cares about anymore, and they're going to teams that are good, so everyone's kind of happy about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean, I kind of remember when Stefan got traded. I guess the closest example.
Stefan Diggs. I could
but-
totally think about that.
But the Isabella said like mid-season, which is the situations we're talking about.
True.
Off-season
True.
still caused like I felt a little bit pissed off when Stefan got traded off the Bills.
Stefan
to the
Diggs
Texans.
was like the wide receiver, 1-star receiver for the Bills. He was traded from the Vikings to the Bills. Now he's on the Texans. I remember when he left the Vikings, I was a little sad. And then I just became a fan of the Bills. I think I became a fan of the Bills through him. I can't even lie. And then when he left the Bills, I was really upset because my thought process was like, without a good wide receiver, I don't think we're going to have a chance for the Super Bowl. And I could be wrong from that. I'm kind of being proven that way. But I was like, shit, it's over for us.
Yeah.
But I was also a little bit like, do you remember there was like some weird stuff going on with Josh and Stefan?
Yeah,
like,
they had like some weird tension.
So I was also like maybe able
Sexual
to bring good
tension,
energy.
for sure. And there's that one really funny picture of this season. That's like
yeah, like
so
when the
funny.
Texans and the Bills first played each other since Stefan left the team. After the game, Josh
Everyone was
and,
also wondering, like, oh, like, are they gonna like
wait,
say
will you
hi to each
tell
other?
it? I'll try and pull up a picture for
Yeah.
YouTube viewers.
I mean, like, everyone was curious, what they would do when they played each other, or like if they would hug after the game or whatever. And I think they like met up in the middle of the field and like hugged or shaked hands and everything. But there's a picture of like Josh passing, like after they said so. Yeah, here's if you're watching on YouTube, Josh is like passing by Stefan after they met in the middle of the field, and Stefan is giving him the most like nefarious side eye you've ever seen. Like just like there's
It was
something
so funny.
there's something scary there. Yeah. And butterfly effect. I wonder if Stefan would. I mean, Stefan is out for the season, injured right now, and that might not have happened if he stayed. But I think like one of the things was like he had really bad attitude in the last season or something.
Yeah.
And
the energy within the Bills team has just been so good this season. Even Amari Cooper was like, everyone is just, it's like a big family here. So
yeah,
maybe it changed for the better.
yeah. I feel like we don't have a solid answer for that question because it's never happened to our teams. And Hannah was definitely onto something when she said it only happens to really shitty teams without many fans. So
or maybe it's just teams I don't care about. I don't know.
Let us know if you were a Browns fan or if this happened in previous seasons to you. If you were a Browns fan, if you were a Titans fan, or even people don't care as much about when the fuck is the Saints player gonna play that we traded? We got a trade. Remember? We
what's
got
his name?
some star cornerback who just like is injured still.
Starts with an M.
Malik Neighbors. I'm just kidding.
It was some. Did you see that they benched Daniel? They benched Daniel Jones. He's the 4th string quarterback now.
What?
Yeah. He's being paid $40 million, and he's the 4th string quarterback now. Tommy DeVito's coming in.
He's coming back?
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Which I saw on like some interview that I should maybe be a little bit worried about Malik Neighbors now.
Oh, I gotta see this. Bruh. Tommy DeVito. Oh, he's the 3rd string. Tommy DeVito, Drew Lock, Daniel Jones. Who the fuck is Drew Lock?
Something Boyle is above Daniel Jones too.
Oh, Tim Boyle. They have Tim Boyle now?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh my god, Hannah, wait. Are they starting Drew Lock?
No, they're starting Tommy DeVito.
I guess I'm looking at something wrong.
I've seen it all over Twitter.
How the fuck do you go from 1st to 4th string?
I don't know. I have no idea what happened, but he's still making bank, so who cares? He'll stop getting hate at least.
I feel really bad for him. I don't know. Yeah, you're making $40 million a year, so. But if you love the sport, I feel bad.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But
okay.
he sucks, so...
He's not that bad.
He's had so many chances to grow, and he doesn't grow.
Okay, good point. Yeah, that's a very solid point. You're beating a dead horse, literally.
Yeah.
Like, he is an old racehorse at this point, and they can't get anything else out of him. So it's time to move on. Don't know why they wouldn't have just fucking drafted a quarterback first round. They could have gotten. What was their pick?
Malik, I feel like it was 8.
I think Bo Nix was below that, or even J.J. McCarthy. Maybe.
Let me look it up. Oops. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. The Giants had 6th pick.
And who was picked? Like
JJ
before?
was picked. JJ McCarthy was picked 10th. Where's Bo Nix was picked 12th.
Yeah, they could have gotten. Yeah, Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy's just sitting on the fucking bench of Minnesota. How the fuck did Minnesota have the 10th
Isn't
pick?
he injured?
JJ McCarthy?
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Or were they sitting him just like for a year?
They're sitting him probably because Sam Darnold's doing fine, but I don't know why they. I mean, I guess they did because they don't want Sam Darnold forever. They're looking for a franchise quarterback, but yeah, very
I wonder
interesting.
what would have happened if the Giants picked a quarterback and then the Bears got Malik Neighbors instead of Rome Odunze.
Well, wait, when? Damn, the Bears had the first and the 9th pick.
Yeah, they traded for shit. This was supposed to be their like rebuilding off season.
That is crazy.
That's why everyone had such high expectations for them, and they're actually flopping as hell.
Yeah, the Commanders were the other team that had a bunch of picks in the first round, right?
I don't remember.
No, I'm wrong. I feel like they had.
Patriots had 2.
Oh, so the Commanders had 3 picks in the second round.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 picks in the second round, which is a lot. But yeah, the Bears having those 2. Damn. Okay, so yeah, sidetracked, but the last question we got, which is my favorite one because I really, really want to know what Hannah said, is
why?
What? Do you not want to know who I think?
Yeah, I do.
Because they're like,
how are we gonna do this?
Okay, so first of all, rank the question from Emma Loves to Dance, rank the quarterbacks from hottest to least hot. That would take a really long time, and we will probably do that at some point, like do a similar like tier list situation to like who voted for Trump and who didn't. Jesus, Hannah.
Sorry. I really need a new headset.
Yeah, I'll give you a mic when you come home. Top 5. So we're gonna do top 5 hottest quarterbacks. Which actually, okay, we have to rank them from hottest to least hot at some point, but we need to make that the entire segment.
We could do. I think we should do a tier list though of like hot, cute, because there's like differences.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, so
okay,
we're gonna do top 5 hottest quarterbacks. And when I suggested that, Hannah said, I said, oh, this is easy. I have my top 3, but then I think, what'd you say? Like the other 2 are hard.
Yeah. But when I did it, it wasn't really as bad as I thought it would be. I do have an honorable mention.
I have one too.
Really?
Okay, yeah. Because the last 2 are really hard for me.
Okay. How should we do it? Like worst or 5 to 1 or 1 to 5? Let's do 5 to 1.
Shit, hold on. Let me.
You just picked 5?
Yeah. Fuck. Okay. Now I have it in my order.
Okay.
Okay, 5.
Wait, should we do honorable mention?
No, let's do honorable mention at the end.
Okay. I picked pictures for mine so that YouTube viewers can see. Did you or no?
No.
Okay. I'll just show my screen when it's my pick.
My fifth, Joe Burrow.
Okay. My fifth was Jordan Love.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's like not like the hottest person ever, but there's something about him for me. And his relationship too with his girlfriend or wife or something, it's just like a vibe, and I like him a lot.
Okay. Fourth, I picked Jalen Hurts.
Fourth, I picked Justin Herbert.
Okay. Interesting.
The reason he isn't higher is because he goes through like phases with his hair and like gets like some acne sometimes. So, like I do too, but he doesn't always look as good as he does in that picture.
True. Yeah, I think I actually just had to. I wanted to put Jalen up higher, but there's somebody that I discovered that I put higher.
What?
And it's number 3.
Okay.
And so that's what we're on, right? Yeah. Will Levis.
What? Actually, Isabella was saying he thinks he's hot. She thinks he's hot. My 3 is Jared Goff.
Okay. Wait, did you not? Okay. Let's go to 2. We'll discuss more in depth after.
Okay.
My number 2 is Jared Goff.
Okay, my number 2 is Jalen Hurts.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
What? You didn't think I had him?
Yeah,
he's like the most attractive player in football. Like,
is that widely accepted?
Yes, even by like people that don't watch football.
I thought I was unique for that.
No, he's like known as like the most attractive male, at least to me and my friends.
Okay.
And my friends that don't even know about football.
Oh wow! I thought I was.
No, he's insane.
Okay. And number 1 for me is Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
He's so cute.
No, like it's always gonna be Josh.
Yeah.
He's like my number 1 celebrity crush right now in general, not even just in football.
Yeah, I agree. My taste, I prefer cute.
Me too.
Over like hot.
Me too, 100%.
So I think Jared Goff has that kind of cute energy too, because he kind of looks like a little
Justin
like
Herbert.
Like Jared Goff kind of looks like. This is gonna sound mean, but it's not like a chubby Ryan Gosling, like a cuter Ryan Gosling. I don't know. Pull up a picture of Will Levis. Pull up Google Will Levis. Like that picture with the gray background, like the professional picture. Like he just looks like the third recommended one. Like I think he's just like hot. Like he's hot.
When we were watching the Titans game, Isabel was like, "Wait, I think it was like he had like this hair too. He looks good with longer hair, I think."
Yeah, I think I just because that's kind of I was like, who is this? Like recently, and then I was looking at all the starting quarterbacks. Pictures of him
that actually kill me. Like, what did you see? Like each week he had like these pictures that were just so funny. Like he threw an interception and he got down on his knees immediately after, and just like, and then like
wait, go to
him
that
getting
one
like smushed, and then like him like diving for the ball with his hands out, and these pictures too. He just like cringes me out because of his memes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you mean. Like this picture is insane.
Yeah. Everyone looks weird sometimes.
Oh, he's such a meme. He's literally such a meme. I know. I'm not saying that makes him not attractive. I'm just saying it's so funny, and that's just what I think of when I think of Will Levis.
Who was your honorable mention?
My honorable mention was Joe Burrow, and the reason he wasn't. Hang on, sorry. The reason he wasn't.
He's too pretty, in my opinion.
Yes, he's
like too
not
perfect.
My type, but he's very attractive. You know what I mean? And he, for some weird reason, just reminds me of like a Culkin brother.
That Macaulay Culkin dressed up as him for Halloween, right?
So I just can't see that. And he is an honorable mention because he's attractive, but he's just not really like my type.
My honorable mention is really random. Dak Prescott.
I thought that when I was watching the Cowboys game 2 days
he
ago.
looked really cute when he was up in the box,
when he was
like
on the
with his
sidelines.
hat on. Yeah.
I'll look him up for you guys.
Yeah,
He's also very attractive.
yeah, I was deciding whether or not to put Dak or Joe Burrow in for the reason where I think Joe Burrow is just like a little bit too attractive. But damn,
Yeah.
I thought I was like coming in with the crazy thing for having Jalen Hurts. I thought he was like the gem. I
want to look up like on the internet top or most
Yeah, I wanna
attractive
see
NFL
what the-
quarterbacks. Let's see what the general public thinks. Top 5 attractive.
ugliest number 1 Aaron Rodgers.
What?
Ugliest number 1 Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Oh well, that's the thing is like Jimmy Garoppolo is known as one of the most attractive ones
Wait,
too, but
who the
he's
fuck
just a
is that?
backup.
Can I see what he looks like?
He started for San
I don't
Francisco.
think he's attractive at all. He looks like Justin Tucker
I was
with
obsessed with him when he
a
was
face-out filter on.
when he was on New England backup, I think, and then also people also like Sam Hartman, who's the Commanders' backup.
I don't think he's hot at all.
That's like general public.
I know, but it's just interesting that ew, look at the pictures with him with the long hair and the beard. Like he looks like the middle of your screen, one down.
Oh,
that
that's
picture,
scary.
it looks AI.
But he has such a good face.
Looks like somebody had put attractive
with like short hair. He looks like he would be in like Teen Wolf or something.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Top 10 attractive starting. Ignore my typos. Quarterback. I type fast. Oh, Josh Allen. Joe Burrow, Caleb Williams, Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott. What is this list? People?
The 12 sexiest NFL quarterbacks, and one of them is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy literally looks like
This was this year's. Why is there a picture of Jalen? He's not even in the top 10. What is this ad?
one Joe Burrow.
Caleb Williams.
I think Caleb is Russell Wilson is not the third most.
Caleb has a bit of an ego.
Caleb is definitely pretty, but
yeah.
Russell Wilson's not hot. He looks like
I think he could be.
Maybe in his prime.
Dak, yeah. Justin Herbert, yeah.
Yeah, Justin. Yeah, I like.
He's
Justin's
a pretty
eyes. Boy. Yeah.
Patrick, are you fucking kidding me?
Hell no. Like, absolutely not. He's nowhere on the spectrum.
Jesus Christ. Brock Purdy.
Like, he just looks like he's cute, I guess, but like he just like looks like a gawky like
a nematode.
Yeah, like Josh Allen should be number 1. It's like
Jalen Hurts.
Putting Russell Wilson above Jalen Hurts is insane.
I don't know. Derek Carr.
I think he's kind of attractive, but that picture's really bad.
Yeah. Jordan Love.
Okay.
Joe Flacco.
Okay, this is like not. That's not
what
good.
the fuck? After more than 15 years in the NFL, the Indianapolis Colts quarterback rounds out the list. The dad of 5 has played across 4 teams. Okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Imagine if my list was Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins. Who the fuck is that?
Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, he's attractive.
Jameson
He's
Jameis.
cute. He's cute. I just don't like his vibe.
Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota actually is kind of hot.
He's
when
cute.
I was watching the quarterback, I was like,
yeah, he's cute.
Wait, he kind of like
Jalen. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is like so hot, it's insane.
Putting that in front of Jalen Hurts
never
is
mind.
crazy.
Derek is not.
Tua's cute.
Yeah, I thought about putting him on my list.
Jump scare, Aaron Rodgers. If you're only listening, sorry.
Yeah, he's gross. Tua, there's some bad pictures of him because I was like trying to decide. I looked up Jordan Love and Tua. Those were 2 I was thinking of putting on my list, but there was too many bad pictures of both of them. But I think I would have put Jordan Love on above Tua. But yeah, we'll have to do a more in-depth thing for this. But
Yeah, we should
That was a
keep
great
some of
question.
our thoughts because
Yeah.
we'll do this later.
And honestly, let us know what you think about that list because I want to know what you guys. I want to know if you guys have opinions, or if there's even like a guy sitting on a bench somewhere. Oh, another really hot player that I saw a video of that I kept watching is Dalton Kincaid. Is that his name?
Oh, Bill's
maybe his-
tight end.
Yeah. What's his name? What's his first
I
name?
think that's his name, Dalton.
Yeah.
I think my friend saw him on Raya.
He is really hot.
Yeah, my friend saw him on Raya.
There was a really cute video of him like on the sidelines cheering on Josh. That was cute, but yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, let
shall
us
we
know what
move
you
on
think.
to our
Yeah.
picks for next week?
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that.
We almost made it under 1 minute or under 1 hour, and then I realized we still have to do
Yeah.
this. We can go fast though.
Okay, so Thursday night football is Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. I picked Pittsburgh.
I picked Pittsburgh as well. Also, I just want to preface, I literally filled this out during the episode, so I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm not very confident, but I'll tell you the ones I'm not confident on. Kansas City versus Carolina. I picked Kansas City.
I picked Chiefs. I think they're bouncing back after that for
Yeah.
sure.
People keep posting.
I forgot about that. Everyone's like, Bryce Young,
the
save
Black Hole
us.
Sun edits. If you're not familiar, there's this trend where you play Black Hole Sun. The Black Hole Sun, won't you come? That song, with it's like an edit song to like an underdog situation.
Like basically, like everyone is on, or one. It's like Patrick Mahomes, like, and then like Brittany Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, and then you swipe, and it's like literally
It's like-
everything you can
and it's
ever
gotten
think of.
Yeah, it's like gotten so in. Like I remember the first ones was just like
Yeah.
like a few
Like
other
one
NFL
Patrick
players.
on one side, Lamar Jackson on the other side, and
Yeah,
then they
and-
just started
and now
adding
it's-
the randomest shit.
They literally add everything you could think of, and like so to the point where you can't even see what it is anymore. It's
So funny.
hilarious.
But yeah, people are hyping up Bryce Young
yeah,
to beat Patrick,
Yeah,
but
but,
don't think so.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I hope
No.
it does. I really hope
That
it
would be
does.
sick,
I like Bryce
but
Young. Next game, Minnesota versus Chicago. Minnesota, I think that's a game to watch. Actually, I think anything could happen in that game. Considering
that's another
how,
division game.
Yeah,
They've been having a lot
I-
of division games.
I don't think the Vikings are a definitive win here. They've been playing not great. So
Did you pick the Bears?
no, I picked the Vikings.
Oh, I picked the Vikings also, but I agree, and I thought the same thing with last week's game, but I still just feel like the Bears are just going to trend downwards for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Next game,
I
Houston
would be
versus.
happy though if the Bears won.
Yes. Next game is Houston versus Tennessee Titans. I picked Houston to win.
I picked Houston too.
I think there could be an upset there, but I don't know. Next game is Detroit versus Indianapolis Colts. Detroit.
Detroit as well. Easy.
Next game is New England Patriots versus Miami Dolphins. I think the Dolphins will win.
I picked the Patriots.
Okay.
I don't know why. That would be fun.
Yeah. Next game is New York Giants versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I picked the Buccaneers.
I picked the Bucks as well.
Next game is Dallas versus Washington Commanders. I picked the Washington Commanders.
Commanders all the way. This is a
Yeah.
rival game, but obviously Dallas is trash this year.
Yeah, so it's not as exciting. Next game is Denver Broncos versus Raiders. I picked the Broncos.
I picked the Broncos as well. I think they're going to stay hot.
Yeah. Next game is Green Bay versus San Francisco. I picked Green Bay.
I have Green Bay as well. That could be a good game, I think.
Yes, definitely could be a good game. Next game is Arizona Cardinals versus Seahawks, which also could be a good game.
Yes,
I picked
I agree.
Arizona to win.
I picked Arizona as well. We have the same except for Miami, New England right now.
Next game is Philadelphia Eagles versus the Los Angeles Rams. I picked Philadelphia.
I picked the Rams
Okay.
just because I really want the Eagles to lose. I
Yeah.
need them to get off their win streak, and I think the Rams could do it. They're very offensively talented.
Yeah, that's a fun primetime game. I'm
Mhm.
excited for that. Same with the next primetime game, Baltimore versus the Chargers. I picked the Chargers.
I literally looked at this game, saw the Chargers logo, and immediately got bored. Like,
really?
I'm going Ravens. I don't know why. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
Ravens.
I think I don't know. I would like for
I'm
the
not saying they're
Ravens
bad, I just
to
get
win,
bored.
but I think that the Chargers have been playing more consistently. So who
Yeah,
knows?
fair. Definitely fair.
Yeah. So those are our predictions. That's all we have for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry that it's late. And
If you are listening still, go follow us on Instagram, where sometimes we'll post like interactive stories and stuff. And you can also find our other social medias. We have a link tree on our Instagram. So hit us up there. We
Hit
also
us
made a
up.
Twitter that we
I need
started
I need to use it more.
tweeting live games for prime time. Maybe we'll do it again, but we'll post on Instagram to let you know if we are. So just go follow us there.
Yes. If that's all. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah,
Let
and
us
if
know what you think
have
about this
any
episode.
fun ideas or anything that you want to see us do, comment on this episode's post on Instagram
Yes.
or DM us.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.